was at a loss for words when he was asked about the firing of the Ukrainian ambassador in an interview with NPR reporter Mary Louise Kelly. Watch the clip.
I have defended every State Department official. We've built a great team. The team that works here is doing amazing work around the world.
Where have you defended Marie Yovanovitch?
I've defended every single person on this team. I've done what's right for every single person on this team.
Can you point me toward your remarks where you have defended Marie Yovanovitch?
I've said all I'm going to say today. Thank you.
So now afterwards, Kelly claims Pompeo berated her, demanding that she point out Ukraine on the map. But Pompeo says she's another example of the unhinged news media. Did she sound unhinged?
No.
She didn't sound unhinged, but maybe, maybe I misunderstood. I mean, does he still have credibility with the media? Because somebody will say, well, did this happen? They'll say, no, it never happened. And then, like, the next day, they say, well, actually, it did happen, sir. And so is this a surprise? And are you surprised that he wanted her to point out Ukraine on the map?
Which he easily did, by the way.
Yeah. Well, although they issued a statement on the State Department letterhead, and he says at the very end something like, by the way, Ukraine is not Bangladesh. Sort of implying...
What does that mean?
Well, I think he's implying somehow that when she pointed to the map, she pointed to Bangladesh. And she's got a degree from Cambridge in European Studies and also a degree from Harvard in government and French studies, I believe. And so, Bangladesh is like here and Ukraine is like here. So I think it's unlikely that that happened, but it just sort of shows that he's like, the Secretary of Petty. And I just think that if he's supposed to be the chief diplomat, berating a woman, a journalist in that way, and then issuing it on State Department letterhead, takes it to a different level.
It feels like the administration is loaded with bullies. He's another one with a short fuse. This guy Barr is a bully. He's a bully. Pompeo's a bully. Trump himself is a bully. It's like an organized crime organization.
Yeah.
It's like when you listen to the tapes where he's saying, take her out. He's talking about Yovanovitch. He sounds like John Gotti, okay? He doesn't sound like the President of the United States.
Yeah.
Well, there's a weird pattern right now of people walking out of NPR interviews, because remember, we talked on the show, Adam Driver did it because something he asked not to be played on NPR was played. So this is now the second notable person that's walking out of NPR. So I don't know what's going on over at NPR. I will say, if you go into an interview and you're someone like Mike Pompeo and you say, I want to talk about this, I don't want to talk about this, and you agree ahead of time, and that journalist breaks the agreement, I can understand how you would get frustrated. I didn't think he sounded that angry either. Apparently they went to a back room. Apparently they went to another room and got into a fight, which is ridiculous as well. But I will say that the breakdown between the trust between the media and the White House right now, I think, is because of this, because you have journalists reporting off-the-record information all the time, and they think
well, we don't know that that's what this is, because she apparently has all of the text between them saying that
I think it's a he said, she said.
Yeah, sorry, but I think she's got the thing. But and I have to say, NPR is the last place I would be concerned. Now, there are times when people ask questions you don't want them to, and you have every right. But I think NPR as a network is kind of like PBS to me.
It is.
I don't think this is showing the spread of people being disrespectful, but I do think he's not telling the truth, because he did the same thing with Martha Raddatz when he played dumb with her last year when she asked about the call with Zelensky. He said the call never happened. He was on the call. So it's kind of shocking in a funny way.
It's also interesting, like, how else can you hold these people accountable? You finally have one of the players in your site, and you have to ask him the question that he doesn't want to answer. That's what journalists do.
But I also think journalists are supposed to be unbiased in their questioning, and if you already have an opinion that he's a piece of crap, and he's horrible, and he's the wrong
player. We don't know that
But I'm
was
just
her
saying,
opinion.
if Joy Behar was interviewing...
I'm not the perfect person.
And the thing is, she's the co-host of All Things Considered. I mean, that's a very reputable...